Have you ever been scared by a comic book? I know I've been unnerved and creeped out. Red Room, The Walking Dead, some manga have done that to me. Maybe some of the offerings this week will do just that. Here's what's new in horror this week in comic books. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights. I'm ML Miller. Before we begin, please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. Here's what's new in horror comics this week, September 22nd, 2021. Train 8 Zombie Express number 3 is from Bliss on Tap Publishing. The story is by David Stephan and Marysol Levant, with art by David Stephan, Laureline Weatherly, and Phillipson. This seems to be an adaptation or a prequel to an upcoming movie. It's got trains, it's got zombies. It isn't Train to Busan, but hell, there's room for another mashup of trains and zombies on the comic book racks, so it's worth checking out. Screaming Horror number 2 is from FantaCo Enterprises. The story and art is by the Gurch. I'm always looking for new indie horror, and this one seems to fit the bill just nicely. Someone named the Gurch is behind this anthology of horror stories. First off, I love the name. Secondly, I like that creepy cover. I don't know much else about this book, but I'm interested. Dynamite Lives is from Dynamite Entertainment. Issue number 4 is out this week, and the story is by Fred Van Lente with art by Vincenzo Carratu. Evil Dead's Ash and Vampirella team up to take on a zombified Red Sonja and her army of monsters. The winner gets access to the nuclear warheads left unattended after the apocalypse. It's high-stakes horror action with scantily clad women and one-handed heroes. Tales from Harrow County, Fairfolk number 3 is from Dark Horse Comics. The story is by Cullen Bunn with art by Emily Schnall. Harrow County is full of monsters and mysteries, and our new heroine has stumbled into the underground lair of goblins in this issue. Are they friend or foe? Things are never simple in this backwoods universe. He Who Fights with Monsters number 1 is from Ablaze Comics. The story is by Francesco Artibani with art by Werther, Dell, Edera. I'd call this a Something is Killing the Children ripoff, but it's got the artist from that series handling the art chores here, so I can't do that. This one is set in Germany during World War II with Nazi forces digging deep into Jewish neighborhoods. Their only hope against the invading forces is a monster from myth. So no, it's not Something is Killing the Children, but it does sound intriguing. Vampirella number 24 is from Dynamite Entertainment. The story is by Christopher Priest with art by Ergun Gunduz. In this issue, our thong-clad alien vampire races against time to save the life of a grown man who Vampy saved as a child. Will Vampy be able to end Dracula's bloodline, or will the curse live on? Plus, lots of exposed, naughty flesh. Bunny Mask number 4 is from AfterShock Comics. The story is by Paul Tobin, with art by Andrea Mutti. Expect creepy masked murderers and a strange but sweet May-December romance in this one. I also dig the expressive art from Andrea Mutti. This is good horror. Philadelphia number 17 is from Image Comics. The story is by Rodney Barnes, with a backup by Christopher Mitten, with art by Jason Sean Alexander. Here's a book I need to get into. Vampires and monsters roam the streets of Philadelphia, and there's a detective in the middle of it all. The gorgeous covers alone are enough to get me to crack this book open. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. Baby Teeth number 20 is from AfterShock Comics. The story is by Donnie Cates, and the art is by Gary Brown. Now that this is the last issue of Baby Teeth, I most likely will go back and start reading it from number 1. 20 issues isn't a huge slog, and I've heard good things about this series, about the end of the world and a little baby Antichrist. Vinyl number 4 is from Image Comics. The story is by Doug Wagner, with art by Dave Stewart. This is a story of multiple serial killers working together to achieve one goal. There's also a whole lot of weirdness and gore going on. That's really all I've gleaned from this book so far, as I still don't have a firm grasp on the story. The art is by Dave Stewart, and it lures you in by appearing harmless, but really does a great job with the carnage. Finally, Alien number 7 is from Marvel Comics. The story is by Philip Kennedy Johnson, and the art is by Salvador LaRocca. From the looks of that cover, the worst-case scenario is true. The xenomorphs have landed on Earth. I really like the fiery conclusion of the first arc in the last issue, and I'm expecting a much better representation of aliens wandering Earth than we got in the AVP films. Let me know what you think of this week's picks down in the comments, and tell me what comics scared you the most. That'll be it for today. Please chime in down below in the comments and let me know how on the nose or mind-numbingly wrong I am, or you can counter with your own review. So guys, you know how YouTube works. I'd love to be able to dedicate more time to this channel. I'm not monetized yet, so if you want to help me out, remember to hit all the pertinent bells and whistles down below. Want some spooky comics to read? I have 2 new horror comic book trade paperbacks you should look out for. Both Grave Trancers and Pirouette, collecting never-before-published issues, can be found in only the finest of comic book shops. If you're looking for written reviews, you can find them on my website, mlmillerwrites.com. If you really want to show your support, I also have a Patreon page at mlmiller. Look for the link to my Patreon page down below. Thank you so much for your time, and take care.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality. You're doomed. Oh, you're doomed. You're